G'day YouTubers, and welcome to another episode. In this episode I'm going to repair the handle of a rod that broke. Now just to give you the background on this was a Shimano Zodias rod, so it's not a really cheap rod. I got it, I brought it home, and I took it down to the boat to adjust the drag like I always do with all my rods. Stuck it in the boat's rod holder, attached the scale to the swivel, and then started drawing the line out so I could get an accurate measurement of the drag setting. I didn't even make it to 3 pounds, and the handle of the rod snapped off where it goes into the rod holder. I was pretty surprised at that. I mean, this is a Shimano rod. I've had quite a bit of Shimano equipment over the years. I always stick with the brands Shimano, Daiwa and Penn for many years now. I've never had a problem with any of them. I'll give you a little bit more on that at the end of the video, but for now let's have a look at the repairs. I have here a brand new Shimano carbon monocoque Zodias rod. I only had it less than a day and the handle broke on it. What happened was I put the line on it and the reel I had, Shimano Sienna reel, and took it down to the boat, stuck it in the rod holder to set the drag. I started off with a really loose drag, about half a kilo. 12-pound line, so I was going up to a 3-pound drag. So I got up to about 1.25 kilos, and the rod just snapped in the rod holder. 1.25 kilos of drag. Nothing, not even quite 3 pounds. So very, very disappointed with this Shimano rod. It's quite an expensive one, and quite unhappy with that. I have contacted, or sent an email to Shimano telling them of my displeasure. Haven't heard anything back yet. If I hear something back before this video goes to air, I will put it down in the video description and just let you know what they have to say about it. In the meantime, I have purchased a piece of aluminium tube. It's just the right fit for the inside of the carbon. So I'm going to epoxy that in there and then epoxy the handle onto that, and hopefully that will make it strong enough to withstand being put down the rod hole, because I don't fish with a rod in my hand all the time. I use circle hooks nowadays, and I stick rods in the rod hole because I often have 2 or 3 out at once. I don't want a rod I've got to fish with in my hand. I know this is a jigging rod, but I like the action of it, and I'm going to use it for bait fishing. I don't really hold with this idea that rods are only for a certain purpose. Whatever feels good works, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, now I've got to fix this. I've got some great 3M super glue here. Always like 3M brand. I found it a very reliable brand for making good glue. Get a bit down the barrel here before we start. Now, take this bit that's going inside it. We're going to have a lot of ooze out of this because it's a fairly snug fit. And give it a twist as it goes down to make sure we spread the glue nicely all the way through. And I'll pick up that ooze and put that on the other bit. There we go. Set that aside again for a sec. Yeah, same deal here. Some of it going down the barrel of it first. One thing I didn't do to get ready, and that was some paper towels to wipe this off. That was a bad mistake, that was. I'll sit that up over there, bring the rod back and get some glue on the tube. Bring this in, then give it a twist, try and knock that glue on the inside. Could be a waste of glue here, unfortunately, but that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. do hate waste day. I'll go and see if my wife's got anything that needs gluing. Might be able to get it done in time before the glue sets. Also got to go and run in and get that baking kettle. I forgot. There you go, wife can always solve problems for you. Problem was I had leftover glue. Asked my wife, solved the problem. This is what I was doing when the rod broke in the first place. Now that I've repaired it, let's just see how it stands up. Let out some light. That's this. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm setting the drag. I've done a video on doing this before. I use scales and I set the drag to exactly what I want before I go out on the water. And that is 2 pounds. I want a bit more than that. So let's do that quarter of a turn and see what that does for us. Nothing really noticeable. Needs more. So give it another quarter of a turn. Okay, that's taking 2.5 pounds now. I'm going to give it another quarter turn. That's got it at about 3.25 pounds, and for a 12-pound breaking strain line, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's plenty. Anywhere between 25% and 30% of the line breaking strain is good. And once I've done that, I back it off 2 half turns, so I know that when I get out on the water, I just need to do 2 half turns and it is perfect. And we will notice that it didn't break. So my repair is better than the original. Now I'm not sure if these hollow handles shouldn't be used in a rod holder, but that was exactly what I did when it broke. I didn't even get to the full drag setting that I wanted to use. It broke well before that, so anyway, if you have that problem, you can fix it. It's an easy fix. It costs you a little bit of aluminium tubing and some epoxy resin, epoxy glue, and it's fixed better than new. That will work for what I want. I want to be able to leave my rod in the rod holder where I've got bait on it. I know it's not a bait rod, but it's got a nice feel to it and I want to use it for bait. So that's what I'm going to use it for. Well, I said I did contact Shimano and they did offer to do a warranty on this. So I'm not knocking Shimano at all. As I say, I've had some really good experiences with Shimano gear. So I'm not knocking Shimano. I didn't take the warranty offer because I wanted to do a video on this repair. And I didn't want a replacement rod because I thought, oh, if I get a replacement rod, the same thing's going to happen. I wanted to fix this rod because I really liked the feel of it. I wanted to fix it so that it worked the way I wanted to use it. And I have. It may be that the rod wasn't intended for this sort of use. It's a jigging rod. I don't really hold with this idea that a rod is for a certain purpose. If it feels good, I use it for whatever. And the rod had a really nice feel on it. I haven't given up on lure fishing yet, although I haven't done any good with it. I've only ever caught pike on lures, and of course slugs work for me when you're fishing for mackerel and things, but I just can't get soft plastics or anything to work. So not giving up, I was going to use this rod for that, but I'm also wanting to use it for bait fishing, and as such I want to keep it in the rod holder a lot. Maybe the rod's not designed for rod holders, I don't know. So not knocking Shimano for it, it may be that I was using it other than what they intended. But in any event, the rod is working brilliantly now. That little bit of aluminium has stiffened the handle enough that I can put it in the rod holder, and I really do love the action of that rod. For what it's worth, if you break the handle of your rod, it is fixable. If it's not hollow, you can do other things. In this case, it was hollow, and I was able to put a piece of aluminium up and fix it. Very, very happy with the result. I've already had it out and caught a fish on it when it was broken. Just because it was broken wasn't going to stop me using it. And I got a fish on it, but can't wait to get out again and catch some more fish on it now that it's intact again. Let you know how that goes. Until then, good fishing.